Hey, this is Ron, KC0QVT, and I'm with Thomas, KX0STL. Thomas is from Rolla, Missouri. I came into Rolla, and we put a DMR repeater on the air, and Thomas made his first DMR QSO. Well, this was a few years ago, and he's here at Hamvention 2024. Let's talk about you for a moment. I noticed you got the NASA logo here. And so tell us, when I talked to you earlier, you're an electrical engineer, right?
Yes, sir.
What are you specializing in?
RF communications, basically ham radio for adults.
That's awesome. Okay, so are you a co-op student for NASA, or are you actually a full-time student going back for your graduate degree?
So I am a co-op student. Hopefully once I graduate, then I'll convert to a full-time civil servant at NASA. I work with a group, the RF compatibility test area. Old group back in the Apollo days, and they bring, spectrum analyzers and test equipment to satellites being developed in the high bay, in the clean room, suit up, plug into the antenna ports, and just tell us, all right, we're the ground station, start talking. We can Doppler shift everything exactly how it would look to the ground station or to the satellite. And I saw the application, I was like, oh, I'll try it. And man, my boss, he just grabbed me so fast, like, radio, and you're how old? So getting people on the air as hams start learning the craft about RF, it's a valuable skill. He was really impressed, and actually a bunch of us in the Rolla Club. I think last summer there was 6 of us that ended up out there, all on separate tasks, on different jobs, because they just applied on their own, and NASA's like, oh, you guys know radios, and the hobby's given back to us in a big way.
He's so right. I mean, I've built a business around RF and two-way radio, ham radio, and I just love hearing that because it's not a lot of people know about what this two-way radio side of it. Everybody thinks cell phones or, the internet and all that IT stuff. But yeah, land mobile radio is a treasure trove of opportunity for a young person.
Yeah, it's strange. It's kind of bizarre. RF is a niche topic to research and study and go to school for, but everybody needs it. Railroads, space satellites, and emergency disaster relief stuff, and fire departments, and everybody needs some RF guy on the team.
So yeah, I'll do a little quick plug. This radio that we promote, it has a single board computer. It's got an RF transceiver. So you could be an embedded systems engineer, you could be an RF engineer, you could be a computer engineer, you could be a mechanical engineer because you've got all the plastics, you've got the enclosures, you've got the knobs all to be manufactured. So every discipline primary is built into this radio, and it's just a rabbit hole you could go down as an engineer. And then of course it opens up a ton of opportunities. Like my young man here, he's working for NASA now. He worked for Union Pacific Railroad. I mean, the doors that can open for you. And this is a shameless plug for not only engineering but for ham radio and just what you can do in this space, and it's awesome to see what you've been doing with it. And also you got your whole team here at Hamvention. You're a disciple for ham radio because oftentimes that's where the journey starts. We're young people, we get into electronics at some point, and then all of a sudden now you're an engineer and you're putting people in space. So which program are you in? The Orion program, or what are you doing at Goddard right now other than just the comm stuff?
I'm entirely doing comm stuff. It's kind of fun being at NASA. You just kind of float from project to project. So I spent some time with the compat guys. We're going to travel out to Kennedy later in the year to go test the Orion capsule for Artemis 2. I'm helping some Rolla alumni. They are developing the search and rescue beacon for astronauts in the South Pole. I actually helped make the circuit board for that, like the schematics and all of that.
So I got a question. Do you want to go to the moon? Do you want to be that next guy that goes to the moon?
Eventually. I think the moon is not too far of a stretch. Going to Mars would be scary, but the moon is a good stepping stone. It's only a couple day trip. It's, not that different from traveling across the country or across the earth in a plane. And once, especially with my work, people I work with at Goddard, once we get the search and rescue stuff going, it's like Life Alert. Once you fall and you need help, that's what we're here to do, is find you and get help to you. And it should be as accessible as hopping in an Uber going down the street. That's the goal. Just for anybody who wants to go to the moon, we're going to build that infrastructure. Goddard's also developing, it's called LunaNet. We're the ones developing the network protocol for the moon. Basically, internet access, cell towers in space and on the surface. That's what we're doing. So NASA is really pushing. We're going to do it right. We're going to make it habitable for people, safe, just like you would anywhere on Earth. That's the goal.
Well, that's a heck of a goal for sure.
Yep.
I tell you, it's a pleasure meeting you again and seeing you. We've been friends now for about 3 or 4 years, and I love hearing these stories. So ham radio adds a lot more opportunity for sure. And of course, you can be an astronaut when you grow up. So this is awesome. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.